Hi, welcome to day 3 of the what are we doing here? Oh yeah, how to find your purpose in 3 days challenge. Oh, it's not too bad. You can see I'm in my office today. Yay! Seeing clients here. Hey Gina, yes, class is on right now. Just a little bit behind, that's all. So today, I loved reading your limiting belief answers. Hey Cal. Hi Beta. Hi everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I loved reading your limiting belief answers. Really great job. And see, I told you that there was going to be a lot of overlap. There was a lot of commonalities that I saw between the limiting beliefs. A lot of, hey Linz, welcome. A lot of, it's, kind of a little bit what we've been talking about for the last 2 days. And definitely more of what we're going to talk about today, right? There's not enough. It's too hard to come by. Time versus money. I have to work too hard for it. Other people can do it, but not me, etc., etc. Like a lot of the things. Hey, Karen, welcome. I loved seeing that, and lots of the vow of poverty I noticed. I'm not surprised. If you're drawn to me, you're usually going to have a vow of poverty because, why? Your vibe attracts your tribe, and I had to work extensively in order to overcome my vow of poverty. Lots and lots and lots of reprogramming in my unconscious mind. So today, darlings, today we're focusing on the hang up that most people have with living their purpose and magnetizing money, making money for being themselves, which is, and I noticed it show up in some of your limiting beliefs. Hi, Jasmine, which is other people can do it, but not me. Other people can do it, but not me, because deep within me, behind closed doors, below the surface, I'm broken. I'm too broken. I am too damaged. I am damaged goods. There's something wrong with me. I've made too many mistakes. I don't have enough training or certifications or experience, or I don't know what I'm doing, etc., 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 right? So this one is particularly a belief around our personal ability in comparison, right? Comparison, oh my gosh, the #1 fastest growing anxiety, comparison related anxiety, in comparison with other people, right? They've got it, I don't. They can do it, I can't, which obviously, when we put it like that, is certainly a limiting belief, right? You can see that. However, yes, imposter syndrome, exactly. There is a very, very clear, very easy to understand reason that you feel this way. And by the way, you're not alone. About 99.9% of people have a very similar thing. And this thing is called toxic shame. Toxic shame is deep within me, deep within the roots and the core of my being. I'm broken. Something is wrong with me. And toxic shame comes from the spiritual wound. And the spiritual wound comes from childhood, usually before the age of 8. But if you get to 12 and you don't have a spiritual wound, you better believe you can pick one up in junior high or high school. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about what the spiritual wound is and where it comes from. So you can have a deeper understanding of what's going on with you, because truly, when we can understand what's going on with us, that knowledge is so powerful. The spiritual wound is the fracturing of our original soul identity. Okay, that's what it is. It's when our original soul identity, it's when our soul identity of the self that we were born as. Hey, Jamel, welcome. I don't know, it's been a long time since you made a live. Yay. Okay, so when we are infants and as we are growing, we need a few certain things from our primary caregiver, which is usually our mother, right, in order to grow healthily, in order to grow without a spiritual wound. We need to be taken seriously, even as infants. We need our needs and our emotions to be validated. We need to be validated as people, even when we're infants. We need to be held and touched in a loving way. We need to have our needs met consistently. And we also need from our primary caregiver, we need our primary caregiver to feel comfortable in their skin, right? So if it's our mom, we need our primary caregiver to be comfortable in her skin. We need her to be able to trust the world. We need her to be able to trust herself. She needs to know and understand and feel comfortable with her place in the world. And she needs a positive mental attitude. She needs to come from a place where she believes that everything is going to be okay. Okay? So raise your hand if you had a mother like that. Right? Most of us didn't. Why? Because our mothers got our grandmother's issues, and our grandmothers got our great-grandmother's issues, and their great-grandmothers got their issues and their discomfort with the world and their discomfort in their body, etc., 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 etc. Hey, Nicole. Welcome, babe. So it's really, really hard for a human to be raised without this soul fracturing, without this spiritual wound. And it really happens very, very rarely. Yes, Jasmine. Whoop, whoop. Yes, Lindsay, absolutely. And that's a kind of a slightly different thing, but I will get there in a second. It's deep, man. It's deep. So if we do not get these things from our mothers or our primary caregivers, hi Felicia, then our interpersonal bridge is ruptured. Now, what is our interpersonal bridge? You might be wondering. Lots of jargon on this call today. So, cool, live, whatever, in this class. So our interpersonal bridge is actually the basic foundation that we get as infants and toddlers to be able to build intimate relationships on. Okay? Our interpersonal bridge is the bridge that goes from us to another person, that we can trust, that we can be open, that we can be vulnerable, right? So if we didn't get those things when we were infants and toddlers and preschool aged, usually around that time, our interpersonal bridge is ruptured, which means that for us to create and develop intimate friendships and relationships is incredibly difficult. It feels like a minefield. We're either constantly sabotaging or we're constantly drawing and attracting people whose patterns are not healthy for us, right? We might be in an anxious, avoidant partnership where one partner's anxious and constantly reaching out for validation, and the other partner is avoidant, so you're constantly feeling like you have to go get them, go find them in order to be validated, in order to be heard, or in order to feel comforted. And also, the other thing that happens is what I said was that the original soul identity is fractured, okay? So how does that happen? How does the fracture happen, and what do we do with it? Okay, so when we are not validated for any reason, it could be directly, as in a parent says, you are not good enough. You are not good enough, you need to get better consistently, right? Especially a critical parent, which if you're lucky you avoid it, but most of the time we don't. We're not lucky to have avoided it. Right? So if there's an overly critical parent that's direct, right? That's direct invalidation as who we are as beings and souls. Oh, Nicole, extra love to you right now. But the invalidation may have been indirect, right? If you had a certain response to an event, let's say something happened and you got upset and you got disapproval from your primary caregiver. Even just a look, right? Even just a facial expression or confusion or disgust or they said, calm down, or snap out of it, or I'll give you something to cry about, or big girls don't cry, or, pull your pants up, or, something like that. I think I say pull your pants up. I forget what the actual phrase is. Anyway, if you hear this as a child, what that's telling you is you are not enough, because your natural reaction to this event or situation is not okay. It's being disapproved of, okay? When we're just reacting naturally, we don't know. We don't know that because we're human, we get upset when something doesn't go our way. And, right? And then we're told that our reaction or our emotions are not okay, and they're disapproved of. So when our natural, just human born reactions are disapproved of, what we do is we take that pot that created that disapproval in one or both of our parents or primary caregivers, and we take that piece of our personality, and it's like we tear it off. We crack it off our original soul identity, and we go, you're not getting me the love and acceptance that I need, so I'm going to go ahead and put you on the back burner. I don't want to work with you right now, or ever again, right? So we put it on the back burner, and we start tearing off pieces of our original soul identity, everything that's getting that disapproval or getting that disgust or even getting us actually punished, right? So when that happens, and we're tearing off pieces of our original soul identity, we're also seeking validation and approval. And when we're getting that validation and approval, and by the way, this is all unconscious, right? As a toddler, you don't know that if your parent disapproves of you, that equals certain death, right? That's just a program. That's a biology thing that's built into our cells to seek approval and to seek that validation and that acceptance as part of the tribe. Otherwise, we'll die, right? If you don't have your parents' approval, they could kick you out. You don't have food, you don't have shelter, you could get killed, right? Die of starvation, die from the elements. Someone will kidnap you, right? So then we're seeking out the behaviors that we do that get that approval and validation. Every time we do something and there's a smile or there's a brightening or there's a very good or there's, oh, I'm so proud of you, or overhear your parent saying something about you to another adult with pride and glowing, you're going to go ahead and keep that piece of behavior, right? And here's the fucked up part. You're going to start, pull up your bootstraps. Yeah, put your big girl panties on. Yes, exactly. Not pull your pants up. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Lindsay. So you're going to start seeking out other behaviors that will get that approval, so you can constantly get that love and reassurance and validation that we need. We need to grow healthy as a child. So we start piecing together this amalgam of a personality that's like a false veneer, right? We don't know we're doing it. Again, sometimes this is as young as 2 or 3 years old. This is not a conscious thing. So we're building this amalgam of what gets us approval from our parents. And then it's constantly reinforced with our behavior as we move through childhood and into teenagehood. And the first time that we even notice that it's a problem is once we reach adulthood. And someone says, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What's your favorite color? What food do you like? And you're like, what do you do? What do you want to do? What's your favorite color? What food do you want? Right? Because you don't know. You don't know because your entire personality has been built on an amalgam of approval behaviors that came from your parents. In other words, we unconsciously create that false sense of identity. Well, what's it called? Someone said it already. Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. We unconsciously build ourselves into an imposter just in order to get the love that we need. Right? So that's why most people have imposter syndrome. Because the version of you, hey Nasha, the version of you that you are being was unconsciously created in order to get the love and validation that you need. But there's a knowing that that's not the original version of you. There's a knowing that that's not who you are. And so now it's, wow, it's a task of cracking off all those pieces of the old amalgam and finding the pieces of your original soul identity and bringing them back together. How do you know if you have a spiritual wound or are carrying toxic shame? I'm going to go through a list of some behaviors. That's right, exactly. I'm going to go through a list of some behaviors that will let you know if you are, if you have a spiritual wound and are carrying some toxic shame. So behavior number 1 is codependence, right? Codependence is not just depending upon someone else to be happy, although that is codependence, when you require someone else's participation in order for you to be happy, right? But codependence is simply, at the very root of it, needing external validation in order to feel okay internally. I woke up. I've been awake. So needing external validation in order to feel okay on the inside. Okay, so that is codependence. Offender behaviors. Offender behaviors are essentially when you act out in a physically, emotionally, or psychologically violent or aggressive way that harms other people around you, because that was your experience. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. That's how you know. Yep. Narcissistic disorders. So of course narcissism, right, at the on the high level, but at the very root of it, a narcissistic disorder is more like a feeling of insatiability. It's like that feeling of there's a void in the center of your chest or the center of your being, and no matter how much love is poured into it, it's not enough. Doesn't matter how much love you have, how much stuff, how much validation, how much acknowledgement, how much appreciation is poured into you, it's never enough, right? That's the essence. It's almost like just an insatiability for love, attention, appreciation, and acceptance. Yes, Lindsay, verbally, physically, and psychologically. So psychological violence would be things like gaslighting or, toying with someone's mind in order to get what you want, manipulation, verbally, right? That's pretty straightforward. Trust issues. Trust issues are a big one. If you don't trust the world, if you don't trust yourself, you don't trust others, that is a sign or symptom that you definitely have a spiritual wound. Acting out or acting in. Yeah, black hole, exactly. That's exactly as like black hole disorder. Acting out means if you are repeating outwardly a damaging situation that happened to you, or maybe not so damaging, yes, damaging, but maybe not that would be classified as abusive, right? A big sucking sound, that's what it sounds like for sure. Oh my gosh, like a vacuum. It's never enough. There's never enough. So let's say that someone constantly criticized you as you were growing up. If you constantly criticize others as you become an adult, that would be an example of acting out that behavior experience, or acting in. If you constantly criticize yourself as you become an adult because you were criticized as a child, then that would be acting in, right? You're repeating that pattern, you're just doing it to yourself. When you're repeating the pattern and you're doing it to others, that's called acting out. Magical beliefs, we see it all the time. When I have $1 million, Olufemi, hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome. When I have $1 million, then I will be happy. Then I will be secure. Then I will feel financially stable. When I have a relationship, a loving partner, then I will be content. Then I will feel safe. When I can buy an island, then I will feel like I have made it, right? These are magical beliefs whereby we think that there's some kind of rest stop, some kind of destination that we can get to, and it will magically heal emotional traumas that we have. That's a magical belief, okay? Intimacy dysfunction. So that can be physically, like it's physically hard for you to orgasm, or it's physically hard for you to be vulnerable during sex. That could be physically or just emotionally. An intimacy dysfunction emotionally would be, it's very, very hard for you to really let someone see the real you in a relationship. There's a lot of avoidance behaviors. There's a lot of redirection. If they're pulling you to come out, you shut down, you run away. Creating fights is an intimacy dysfunction, because usually it's when their relationship is getting too intimate or we create a fight. Non-disciplined behaviors. So if we are not good with discipline when it comes to food, money, working, procrastination, drinking, drugs, sex, shopping, all of these would be classified as non-disciplined behaviors. And then it goes one step further to addictive or compulsive behaviors, right? So sometimes the non-disciplined behaviors can actually become physical addictions. Addictions do not exist within a healthy psyche. They simply don't. So where there is addiction, there is also a fractured soul identity. There is a spiritual wound. Thought distortions. So thought distortions would be, we're seeing a lot of thought distortions being revealed in the world around us, right? A thought distortion would be like my nan thought that all French people were rude because she met 3 rude French people in her life. And from then on, all French people were rude, right? It's a universalization. Another example of a thought distortion is catastrophization. Oh, it's okay, babe. See, there's nothing to be ashamed about, right? But it's toxic shame, right? Because that's what we're taught. We're taught to be so ashamed of our wounds and our things. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Hi, Lise. Welcome, babe. Catastrophization is another example of a thought distortion, which is, if this happens, the world is going to end. Oh no, it's the end of the world. Like if I lose my job, it's the end of the world, I'm going to die, right? Or if a fight breaks out, or if protests happen in my town, it's the end of the world. I can't get anywhere. Everything is going to turn terribly, horribly wrong, right? So there's all kinds of different classifications of thought distortions, but those are some examples. Grand sweeping generalizations, essentially, that are not actually accurate. Something like, I've tried everything and nothing works. That's a thought distortion. Because there's no way you could try everything in your lifetime. And even if you do try, it has to be done more than one time in order to be successful. And then the last version, yes. Oh, absolutely. Gina, really great job. Binary thinking is a thought distortion, right? All or nothing. It's black or white. It's this versus that. Binary thinking is a thought distortion. I can eat carbs or I can't eat carbs. There's no in between. Hey, Steph. Oh, yay. Excellent. I either work my life away, or I'm poor, or I have to be a millionaire, or I'm not successful, right? These are thought distortions because it's binary thinking. You have to, you can't like Trump and be my friend, right? That would be a binary, that would be binary thinking. It's not strictly true. There's gray all the way through. There's so much gray. It's possible. It's so possible to hold paradoxes within the same space. Okay, so now you know where that thinking of I'm broken comes from. You understand that it's not your fault. Do you know that you were born whole? You were born with that certainty of who you are as a being. You were actually untrained out of it throughout your lifetime. So it's not actually your fault that you have this, but now it is your responsibility to fix it. so that you don't pass it on to the lower generations, okay? The way that you heal this is by reparenting yourself. I'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. I have a program that I created exactly for this purpose because I saw how many people had fractured soul identities. But I'm not selling anything today. That's smart. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to do a process, and we're just going to begin the process of recouping these different aspects and parts of ourselves. It is a process. The course I created is a 6-month course, so it's not going to be finished today, but at least it will give you the beginnings of what it feels like to feel whole and complete within yourself. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. Who's ready? If you're ready, say, I'm ready. You can say it regularly, or you can say, I'm ready, like we did yesterday. That's so silly. I love it. I love being silly, because if we're not having fun, then what the heck are we doing here? That's my personal opinion. Oh, Lindsay is back. I don't understand what's going on with my bangs right here. I'm going to have to straighten them out after. For later. Oh, yay. Yay, Jess. Ah, yeah. That's right. Ooh, ooh. Excellent. All right, my love, so just start by taking some nice deep cleansing breaths. And as you breathe out, any shame or heaviness or guilt or anger or irritation or frustration that you're feeling because of what we just went through today, I just want you to breathe it out. To physically let it move through your body, up and out of your mouth, so you can let it go, so you can just release it. It just wants to be acknowledged and heard. Good. If you're still having heaviness come up throughout the exercise, I just want you to keep breathing it, okay? You've got a lot down there. It doesn't all need to come up at the same time, but if it's ready, it's totally okay for you to let it go. And you're gonna take yourself, hey, Nick's here, Anne's here. Excellent. Well, Lindsay, that's so weird. All right, so you're gonna take yourself to the Healing Temple, one of my favorite places. So I want you to imagine yourself just standing outside of a beautiful temple. You can be in the middle of the forest, or the woods, or the mountains, or the desert, wherever feels appropriate for you. And as you walk into this temple, you can see in the center of the temple that there's a really cozy seat or a chair or a bed. Something that's really comfortable for you to sit on or lie down on. Good. Remember, as heaviness comes up, just breathe it out. You don't need to hold on to it. We certainly don't need to recycle it back into your system. Beautiful. And place yourself on the chair, on the bed, on the table. It might be a chaise. It might be a sofa that you can lounge on. Beautiful. And the first wave that happens is the wave of cosmic fire. Now, this fire is actually multicolored, multidimensional, and it is not burning. It's you might feel a slight warmth. Some people feel a slight warmth as it moves through you. It's flickering, but it's very gentle. Kind of like if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, right at the beginning, that monster that they have to vanquish. Kind of like the flames that come out of that monster's mouth. That's what the cosmic flame is. And so what it's going to do is it's actually going to begin to disintegrate. The connections between the amalgam of the personality that you unconsciously created throughout your life, it's actually going to begin to dissolve the glue, the connections, because it's kind of like a patchwork quilt of a personality. It's not your true personality, so it's going to begin to dissolve the glue, the stitches that are piecing that patchwork quilt together. And as it's doing that, it's also releasing and removing any cords, attachments, siphons of your energy, any transmitters that don't belong there. Just going to be burning those away. Let's go ahead and visualize a white light barrier all around the outside so that any energetic entities or energy waves that are not serving your highest interest are disorganized and redirected so they cannot interfere. Good. That's perfect. I'm stepping into your sacred place. I'm going to assist you with this process. Thank you. Some of you are like, what? No. That's okay. I'm stepping in anyway, but I promise I'll stand back and let you do it. Good. As that cosmic flame, that cosmic fire moves all the way through you, I want you to notice that cleansing, purifying process. Again, it's not uncomfortable, but you might notice like a tickle. It might be a vibration. You might feel it in your body as warmth. You might not feel it at all. Great. That's even better. How do I know this is working? Watch class 2. Whatever your mind believes is actually physically not only being created in your body, but also in the cosmos. Good. Beautiful. A few more moments with cosmic fire. Yes, I can read your mind. Cute. Yes, yours too. Cool. Moving that cosmic flame all the way through you. Only with permission, don't you worry. Good. Beautiful. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in imagining a liquid metal. Moving in through, just in through your pores. It is a liquid metal, but it's going to leave your body completely and not leave any signs or traces. It's not going to damage or interfere or interrupt any of your current systems because it's incredibly intuitive. It's going to move around and between to do its good work, okay? It's very important that you know that. This is not actual metal. This is cosmic liquid metal that is here to help you reclaim those pieces of your soul identity. And what you notice, I want you to notice that it actually runs deep within your being. Now, some people like to imagine caves, or maybe it's like a hallway with a series of doors, right? Where your unconscious is. Maybe it's just blackness. Maybe it's a brain. Whatever works for you. If you don't imagine, I want you to just maybe feel what it feels like to feel that cool liquid metal moving through your body in a very easy and effortless way. And what it's doing is it's seeking out those old pieces, those fractured off pieces of your soul identity, and they're being retrieved now. The parts of yourself that you put down a long time ago because they were being disapproved of by family, by culture, by society, by influential adults, by peers. anything that was deemed not good enough, not okay, that was being disapproved of, grab it, bring it back. Let that liquid metal grab that piece, bringing it back. And I want you to notice that it kind of brings it all to the center, and it also grabs the pieces of your original soul identity that are part of the amalgam since the stitches have been worn away. Oh, hi. Someone's here. Oh, lots of people are here supporting the process. That's great. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Grabbing those pieces, and I want you to notice them all becoming liquid and then forming a whole. It might be a circle, it might be a shape, it might be your body. Whatever forming a whole feels like or looks like for you, notice that. But because this liquid metal is cosmic, what it's able to do is it's able to piece together those pieces completely seamlessly in a way that they were originally created. And if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. If you give permission to the liquid, it will do it for you. If there's some fear, just breathe it through. Remember, all heavy emotions, just breathe it through, breathe it out. Good. Beautiful. And then noticing that the liquid just leaves as easily and effortlessly as it arrived, leaving nothing, no traces of it behind. Excellent. Now I want you to imagine that you are being lowered into the clay, into the mud of the floor. You're still going to be able to breathe easily, effortlessly. So however that works for you, notice feeling very held by that earth. As all impurities and as all toxins and toxic energies are just extracted from you, just pulled out osmosisly, and all those beautiful nutrients that you so need are sucked and welcomed into the body with grace and ease. Lovely. Yes, this is one of my favorites. To feel so held and loved by the earth is gorgeous. Yes. And then as the earth kind of melts away, noticing a beautiful water source pouring over you, pouring through you, cleansing and clearing anything that no longer belongs here, anything beautiful. Oh, Nicole, the light barrier is all around the outside of the temple. And the flame goes through you, but hopefully you figured it out. Good. Could be a waterfall that pours from above, or it might be water that just kind of streams in from the walls and washes you. Might be a shower, like a rain shower. Just washing away the earth, the clay, inside and out, purifying you, cleansing you, taking with it anything that doesn't belong, leaving fresh, rejuvenated cells. Yes, and you'll notice perhaps that your body is thirsty for it brings with it unconditional love, acceptance, healing, health, wealth, kindness, compassion, gratitude. And when that feels complete, feeling the breeze, the air drying you entirely, completely. Washing away the cobwebs, energizing and enlivening your cells. Waking you up from the inside out. Good. And when ready, climb off the chair or the bed or the couch or whatever holder container you were in. You're going to walk over to the side, and on the side you'll see a rack of cloaks. And you'll see each cloak is a beautiful, different color with signs and symbols of protection sewn into the fabric of the cloak. And choose your favorite one. Images or words might be moving or still. You might feel the fabric. It might be light as silk, light as air, or heavy and dense that feels weighty and comfy. And put it on. And as you put it on, I want you to notice that instant protection that is activated. Blending and integrating with your energy, your auric field. Let's ask for any upgrades, ascensions, or expansions to be brought in with ease and effortlessness. Let's ask for your teams to integrate all upgrades and changes on the outside of your energy field, almost like fitting the puzzle pieces together with the old and the new, or imagining it melting together and maybe being sewn in so that it's already effortlessly integrated on the outside of your energy field, so that as it comes in weightless and it doesn't create any kind of jarring or dropping or huge contraction. There's almost just like a shift. You might even not realize what it is or where it comes from, and that's totally okay. Good. Beautiful. Locking everything into place. Thanking your team. Thanking this temple. Honoring yourself for showing up with courage and bravery. Feeling a shift, feeling a difference. a lightness, a collectedness within. I'm stepping out of the temple. I'm stepping out, taking with me what is mine, leaving with you what is yours. And coming back to the body, back to the now. 1 is a nice deep cleansing breath in. And release. 2, coming back. 3, a wonderful sense of well-being. 4, an even more alert number. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake and alert. Hi. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Is everybody back? My voice is so gravelly today. We have fires around us, so there's so much smoke in the air. I sound like a smoker. How's everybody feeling? Anything interesting that you would like to share with me and with us? Is everybody back? Are you back? Did I lose you? If you're back, say I'm back. Or maybe you're just typing. Okay, good. Perfect. Oh, good. Beta, I'm so happy. Feeling super safe. Oh, good. Karen's back. Perfect. Nicole is back. Oh, sure. Yeah, good. Yeah, because you were releasing some stuff. Tina had a few sound distractions. Yep. The easiest way to deal with sound is you just acknowledge them and then let them roll off to the back. I love it. Steph's like, I want to do it again, but don't rush me. I love it. Karen, that's so gorgeous. The first day of summer is your 10-year-old self. Just all that excitement and that ease. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Any more questions for me, darlings? Yeah. Okay. Recently it's been a pocket and it seems to be gone. Fingers crossed. Let's hope, huh? That would be so awesome. Yay. I love it. All right, my darlings. Don't think I've assigned your activity for today, so after the class, I'll hop on and I'll assign your activity for today. Make sure to pop your limiting beliefs. Ooh, under that post, I want to hear what they are. Beautiful, Lise. It calmed a good part of the overwhelming feeling in your chest. You probably just, like Steph, need a little bit more time in the temple. Yeah, Karen, I totally get that. Extra long time to do its work. Yeah, that sounds like there's a lot of fragmenting and fracturing. Oh, interesting, Lindsay. That's a really interesting observation that it didn't want to come through. Your body was a little resistant. That was your body. Remember yesterday when we talked about limiting beliefs and your body does what it needs to, your brain does what it needs to in order to keep you safe? That was your body's knowledge that things were about to change. Yay, Cal, I'm so happy. Thank you for joining. If you haven't watched the first 2 days, I highly recommend them. They're all really freaking powerful and potent. Very, very good. Well, thank you for joining me again, my lovelies. I so appreciate you. It's so much more interesting to teach to you when there's people here. I want to teach to an empty classroom. Otherwise, I would just do videos and post them. It's not interesting to me. If you have any questions, put them on the Q&A post. I'm going to get to all the questions tomorrow during our final class Oh, you recognize the temple in the mountains. Oh, that's cool, from past life maybe. So our class tomorrow right now is at 4. Ooh, you had a little headache. Yeah, that's some expansion. Ooh, so okay, so Nicole, just real quick, what's happening is you're expanding, but you're thinking that you have to expand only within your body, and it's creating a tightness within your human body. I want you to imagine that your spirit can actually expand up and outwards outside of your human body, that it has permission to still be allowed to be whole and complete and exist up and out of your human body, and that's going to give you some relief there. Ooh, Beta, your angel team is trying to reach you. Thank you, Gina. Ooh, Lindsay, a goddess. I love it. The waterfall. Lovely. How fun. Ah, yay. Well, I'm glad you made it on, Steph. Yeah. And just real quick, just imagine yourself just, okay, you have permission to move up and out. And then it's not going to have so much of that compression as you try to squeeze your spirit into your human body. Doesn't need to happen. Not necessary. All right, my lovelies. So much love to you. Love, 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 love. I'll see you tomorrow. So far it's at 4. I might need to move it. I'm not totally sure. If I do, I'll let you know. But so far it's at 4 p.m. PST. Ooh, your cloak had wings. That's cool. Are you an angelic? Maybe. Maybe you're an angelic. That's very cool. That wouldn't surprise me at all. At all. Love, love, love you guys. Bye.